Alright. Shaoqing wants us to do more random things. White Widow we're here playing but only doing my Beast Tamer thing with Stone Colossus Part 3-ish, I think. Whatever. I think it's Part 3. Okay. Hopefully it is. If not, the title is correct. And we're doing this thing right now, and it's pretty swiggly because she's asking us to do stuff, and then I come back and she's like, oh, that was like 3 seconds, bro. And I'm like, alright, good. That's the way I like it. Whoa. I need a nice little womp right there. Okay. And so here we are. Swiggling all the way through the fields of emptiness that have now been filled with terrible barrel monsters that nobody ever wants to talk to because they have way too much health. Definitely way too much. Okay. Now we're at this place. Oh, the cuddly bears! We still only have this Schwiggly Jaguar to work with, but we're gonna kill the cuddly bears. 50 of them. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I don't understand why they have this. I guess whatever. How creative can they really get with the quest besides kill this or go collect that? It'd be nice if quests like required you to go to different places, right, and get like a code maybe. But then traveling is like people, I don't know, people just telerock around. Would that break it? Would that be interesting if we could actually have a quest where we went somewhere and had to do like a maze or a puzzle to unlock a key or give you a pin, and that pin would work somewhere else. And then they could obviously, I don't know, the problem is they couldn't make the pin the same for everyone, so otherwise, you know, a guide would obviously help people get through it. Or maybe it's hard enough as is and they're okay with that. See, this is why it's Schwiggly. It doesn't make sense. You introduce something so simple like that and a lot of people might even throw a fit because it's too complicated. So what's the right balance? Like, you know, the bosses right now that we have, they don't really provide any experience other than killing the boss itself. There are great mechanics within the game that allow for different variations. I love that. But, you know, after the bosses like Golux and Magnus, there really hasn't been anything innovating with the mechanics that I've seen too much. They tried to do Ursus, which I'll be honest, I haven't given a fair look. So Ursus I cannot take into consideration. But I think some of the bosses need to be revamped, which I think I've read they are somewhat being revamped, even like Zaka and stuff. I'm glad that they're taking the time to do that, and that's in the KMS coming first, so I'm sure Orange Mushroom or something, if you guys want to keep up to date with that, we'll tell you when that's coming out. Or if it already has, to be quite honest. I'm oblivious to that. So, it'll be nice to see something more coordinated, like leading up to a boss, like more like a party quest, basically. That's basically what I'm looking for. I'm looking for more of a party quest, but I'd like to call it a raid, but I'm hesitant to call it a raid because I don't know why. Is that like a taboo thing for me boys? But like raid, maybe we should have some sort of more raid type activity instead of these just boss end game type activities where pre-quests are involved. Yeah, the pre-quests are nice, but I'd love to have to go through some sort of rigor with 2 or 3 teammates in a party to get through it. Like, you know, like a Tower of Oz, but maybe a little bit easier and geared towards multiple people needing to be around to complete it. Oh, I completed the quest, okay. Run back to the place. Sorry, good conversations, I feel. So, yeah. I would love to see some sort of experience like that where getting through the actual like pre-boss stage can earn you points if they want for a shop, right? Because that's their typical Maple go-to. Or it could just straight up drop you gear or drop you some sort of other item or potion or exclusive thing it has to be quality. Obviously, if it's worthless, if what they're getting at the end game content is worthless, it inherently makes it less valuable or less desirable. It either needs to give you a good X prize, like an experience, some sort of honor experience, or just meso even, or good scrolls, or whether it be godly gear, which is unlikely. I mean, that would be great, but I don't see them phasing out CRA until 5th job, whenever that comes, unfortunately or fortunately enough for whomever those people are lucky to be around when it comes. Okay, and the forest train. What? And depends. So, what do you guys think about the bosses? Let me know in the comments for sure. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on different kinds of bosses they could implement would be. Different, mechanics they could implement, or whether you'd like to see this raid type style where not necessarily being a long set of events, but even 1 or 2 steps or 1 or 2 scenes, so to speak, where you have to do an encounter of enemies or mobs, sort of like Gila, except I want it to actually be challenging, more like a PQ, like where you had to, in LPQ, stand on those boxes, or LMPQ, right, maze, whichever one the maze one was, back in the older Maple days, probably about 2002 to 2004, it was more popular, I'm gonna say. That's a rough estimate, I don't really know. But yeah, that was a great way that people had to get together, and it was interesting and fun, and I really enjoyed that. So I hope the content is more similar to that as opposed to anything else. Not that I want them to copy that PQ, because that would not do justice to what I'm trying to say at all either. Something fresh, like 2 Maplers have to go run and stand on 2 areas on the same map and fend off a wave of whatever, not zombies, a wave of monsters, while the other player has to damage or jump between 2 different things. Or maybe one person has to go into the other room. So there's 3 people in one room and a bunch of people in the other room, and this one person has to call out certain number or pattern for the 3 people in the other room to do or perform. Something simple like that, but that would be random and require communication. Require you to actually talk to your friends. Talk to the Maplers. Not difficult, not overly difficult. Just one person go in the room, the other 3 people stay in the other room, and you tell them the code. Something simple like that. It'd be very interesting to have, or fun, especially if you could even get a reward for something simple. Or it could be it could be a more challenging thing to get a more challenging, or a more rewarding equip, or a more rewarding, what's the word I'm looking for? A more rewarding, not a gift. Oh well, the word eludes me, but not the word elude. And we continue with the clicking, because we're going to just pretend that didn't happen. Click really fast, maybe you'll forget. If we leave later, we'll start... Wait. Will you be... Wait. No. What? Alright, I hope she lets me on this stupid train, because I'm not trying to do it later. Oh no, there's a timer! Oh gosh. Alright, if you want to see what happens out with the timer, check it out in the next episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Take care, and I love your face, White Widower.